steady and ensure the stability of the broad-based arrangement following the passing on of Raila Amolo Odinga. Which one do you think is more urgent for the president? Is it the by-elections or the fact that now he has to realign himself and ensure that the arrangement that has been so famously known as a broad-based actually works going forward?
Well, first of all, I'll say it will be wrong for us to vilify the president for being at the rooftops of the vehicles, because I think we're very choosy in terms of how we select who to glorify and who not to glorify. Tanzanians, we've just been discussing Tanzania, and we've actually said that Suluhu Hassan is one of the presidents that is actually turning Tanzania from the democratic principles left by Julius Nyerere to being an autocratic state. But before Suluhu was somebody called Magufuli, and people liked Magufuli. In fact, many Tanzanians, if they were given a chance, they would have wanted this guy to continue staying alive. But he died, unfortunately, because that is our state of affairs. But Magufuli used to be a president that was always on the rooftops of the vehicles. And we actually had, sometimes he will make a phone call in front of people and castigate an officer. But people laugh that. But I know that because people who don't like William Ruto, today that William Ruto is on the rooftop of vehicles, they will complain and they say William Ruto is supposed to be sitting in.
The question, Bwana Lotee, today is that he has done it before, but there was a lull. He had taken a step back from the campaign trail. We've not seen him on the rooftops of vehicles for quite a long time. Now he is back. We're not saying it's bad. We're just saying, okay, what has made him go back there? Is it the by-elections or the necessity to ensure the broad-based government is actually...
One of the point of the lull, he actually even announced that we should have 7 days mourning for the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And so the lull will be explained by that as part of it. But again, part of another thing that explained the lull was that the president was actually sitting in office to work for Kenyans. But the president cannot be bad. If you're going for an activity like he went to Baringo for the environment activity, the president that loves people and the president that loved by the people cannot be bad from actually greeting the people. And so how do the president greet the people in an environment that is not organized? He will come out of the vehicles and greet. Unfortunately, we want to glorify a president that never loved people, that they will drive through, they will fly through, and they will never wanted to greet people. So for me, I say, we elect a president to work for Kenyans, but we also elect a president that can be able to engage with Kenyans. So when the president is engaging with Kenyans, like he did in Baringo, let us not castigate him.
Do you think the need to steady the broad-based arrangement is a real necessity for the president right now, following the events of the last 2 weeks, the death of the former prime minister?
But has there been unsteadiness in the broad-based government?
He was a core principal in the broad-based arrangement.
Yeah, he is a core principal. He is a mortal human being like you and me. And so because he's gone, we've actually seen ODM holding press statement. We actually saw Sifuna, the Secretary General of ODM, coming out and saying ODM will be in broad-based government until 2027. So the broad-based government is not individual-driven government. As much as the core principle went, the ODM part of the government is supposed to organize themselves, and they have organized themselves, and they have given a statement about the broad-based government. So the president does not have a lot of issues unless he wants to destabilize the other parties.
Allow me to ask you one question, because the president generally enjoys a lot of support across the entire Rift Valley. What was the necessity of bringing Gideon Moi into the broad-based arrangement? Of what use would that be?
That tells you the unselfishness of the president, because the president will have done away will actually have managed the broad-based government arrangement without Gideon Moi. But because the constitution stipulates that this government is for everybody, the elected government become the government that serves everybody. He saw it fit to call his brother, because Gideon Moi, let me tell you, if Gideon Moi had gone to the polls with this young man in Baringo, and knowing that this young man was nominated by UDA, Gideon Moi was going to be trounced. It was going to be very bad for Gideon Moi to be trounced by a young person that has never been there before. And so what the president saw was, let us not humiliate the son of a former president. Let us bring him in. Let us allow him to be appointed. And you actually know there's some arrangements that might be coming, so that he can get some arrangements. Because President Ruto also benefited from the leadership of Moi. And so somehow, just like we've seen presidents trying to return back, President Ruto is trying to bring in Gideon in a more dignified way. He will have done without Gideon, let me tell you. But because this government is for everybody, why will he be selfish?
All right.
Why will he want to chase Gideon Moi away?
It's the senator on this one. What's your assessment of, they say when you see some animals at some funny time of day, it means there's something happening somewhere. And the president for months has not been seen on top of the roof, on the roofs of his cars. For months now, he's just been seen in suits and doing a lot of activities at State House, Nairobi. Now we're seeing him back on the campaign trail. Is it because of the by-election? Or do you think that, yes, even the president is feeling the burden of ensuring that the broad-based arrangement remains stable following the death of the